Well, good evening, Black and Married with Kids. How are you on this Takeover Tuesday? I am Dunamis D, aka to so many as Pastor D, Mama D, or whoever D they want me to be. But I am so honored to be with you. I am the founder and the co-owner of Dunamis Women Enterprise LLC. And our whole mission, you all, is to provide you with some spiritual guidance, leadership, mentorship, even prayer, that you, your life, your legacy, your marriage may experience the healing power of God, and you shall live and not die. You shall live and not divorce. You shall live and be all that He has created you to be. So I am not coming to you from a place of religiosity. That is not who I am. But I am excited because I am a spiritual leader and spiritual life and relationship coach. And we're just doing some magnificent things. So I want to come to empower you tonight on this Takeover Tuesday. Is that okay? I'm excited. I want you all, particularly every woman and wife who is looking at me, listening to me, to tell your friends, tell your girlfriends, tell your cohorts, tell every woman you know to come on Black and Married with Kids, share it, do all those things, because it's a movement, you all. Hey, Tamika. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Carmen. It is a movement. And it's a movement, and I'm so excited because I am in Black and Married with Kids. I'm not just on no platform with married folks, okay? We as a Black people, man and woman, woman and man, hey, Georgiana, we are powerful. So I'm going to give you some nuggets tonight, because it is not about what you do more so than about who you are. And we have some deficits in our lives, but more so, ladies, we got a lot of strengths. We got a lot of strength. So we're going to go into some things tonight as I talk about three ways that women can confidently walk in her spiritual authority. Now, I don't know about your beliefs tonight. I don't know. I'm not here to challenge those beliefs. I'm not even here to try to understand them. But I'm going to tell you, regardless if you believe or whether you don't believe, whatever you may believe in, spiritual walks are real. You know, I was on my radio talk show today, D Speaks You Think, on Rolling Out Live here in Atlanta. And one of the guests that was there, she was talking about how, you know, she could sense the spiritual realm of confirmation and things that she needed in our connection. Because from a spiritual standpoint, your steps are ordered, you're guided, you're led, and that can work for you from a good place, and it can also work for you in an evil state. But in a state, regardless of what you're in, it's going to all work together for your good. So I'm telling you right now, whatever state you're in, know that good and great is coming out of it. Ain't that right, Georgiana? It's coming out of it. So I want every woman who wants to learn how to walk more confidently. I'm not saying that you're not confident, but I'm always in a posture as a woman for improving myself, enhancing myself, particularly when it comes to my life, my legacy, my relationships, the men in my life. I am often, and most of all for myself, want to improve that. So if you want to know more about how to walk confidently in your spiritual authority, just say, I need it. Put on there, I need it. I need to hear from you. That is not for me. That's a proclamation to the spirit realm. That's a proclamation to the universe. That's a proclamation to whomever you may serve. That's a proclamation that you need it, because we as women sometimes don't think we need too much of anything, because we give out so much. We give because we are life givers. We are birthers. So before you know it, we done gave. Can any women testify? And before you know it, you don't even know exactly what all you need. But here I am. So for those of you all who are looking and watching, I am Dunamis D, aka Pastor D to so many, and I'm a spiritual leader and life and relationship coach. I'm the founder of Dunamis Women Enterprise, and our goal over there and our mission is to lead, guide, mentor, pray with you, coach you, do whatever you need that you may prosper. you may experience the healing power of God, that your life, your legacy may prosper in every way, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, sexually, mentally, physically, financially, whatever you need. And so before I even get into the topic, it would be remiss of me if I did not give kudos and thanks to Lamar and Ronnie Tyler for extending this platform to myself on tonight on Takeover Tuesday. So I want to get into it tonight because I'm eternally grateful, and I want to bless you because you are part of this movement, Black and Married with Kids. You are part of it. And I want us to prosper in ways that we were created for, because dunamis, I don't know if you're familiar with it, dunamis, it is a Greek term, and it means a spiritual, miraculous force, power, and strength that has been endowed within you when you were conceived in your mother's womb, and he already knew that you were going to be coming out as a female, developing into a woman. So in the core of your belly, in the center of who you are, that power resides on the inside of you. So you experience hits and challenges of life because there may be some spiritual naivety there of the dunamis power, but that's why I'm here to enlighten you and make you aware of it, because that power that will produce whatever you desire in your heart, in your mind, when it's channeled in the right direction, it will produce it, and you will see the miraculous, and it's in you. So everything you need is not external, it's internal. Okay, so before I get into the topic tonight, 3 ways the women can walk confidently, I want to give you something that I know that we're all familiar with. And I love it, and I know you've watched it probably 1 or more, 2 or 3 times, the movie War Room. I know you have probably seen it. I have watched it, and it was like I was looking at myself when I watched it. But my purpose for bringing that up, because we watch so many things that impact our lives, and it touches our lives because we can relate to it. We can see ourselves in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And then we look at it. But the key is for me, and how I continue to move forward, is not about me watching it, but it's about how do we implement those things in our lives. How to. So the how-to is so important. We know what to do. We know why we need to do it. We know the time is now, so we need to do it. We know the when. But oftentimes we get stuck on the how-to. And that's why I love the movie, because Clara was working and strategically giving some strategies, some plans, some methods I forgot her name on there, but she's Priscilla Shirer in real life. But she took her up under her wings and she sat her down, and she didn't even know that she was experiencing these things when she came to her home, because she was just coming to sell a house. You know, as we do, ladies, we just keep moving. No matter what we're experiencing, we keep moving. You know, we got to go sell our houses. We got to go to work. We got to operate in our profession or whatever it is. And so we're moving in that. But in her moving in what she desired, her heart was being regarded, because this woman, Clara, who understood strategic planning spiritually, I love it. Spiritually, she sensed something within her heart. She sensed something that was going on. And so when she just extended herself as a woman, a seasoned woman, she didn't badger her. She didn't do all that. She just positioned herself and began to speak into her life. Well, I want you tonight to consider me as Clara, okay? Because it's not just tonight. That is how I know firmly spiritually I have been positioned in so many women's lives. And so I am on a quest that even as you go into your professions, and even as you do what you do, and you do it very well, the resting places in your heart, I know that I have been assigned, called, and I am confident in that. See, I'm going into the topic now. I am confident in that. And so when you're walking in your spiritual authority based upon what your purpose is, you might not be that woman like I am with Clara, but you are that woman who probably came in and you may sell houses, you may be a nurse, you may be a doctor, you walk very well in your profession, but inside of you, there are some things that may not be all what you expect and want it to be. It doesn't mean it's bad, but you know that there's more. You know that there's more. So she was becoming a little bit frustrated and irritated on the inside, but she knew that there was more. But somewhere back in the scene, which she did not know, that there was another woman. Okay, a woman who was executing her strategies, executing her plans to try to woo her husband. Now, she didn't know this, but she knew that something wasn't right. She knew that every time she tried to talk to him, it seemed like he was getting distant, or he was just going on doing his job. He was going on doing his work. He was doing his thing. And even the daughter was becoming even more solemn and sad and weary because she loved both of her parents. But God saw the need, and as she was moving into her profession, here come Clara, here come Dunamis D, here come Pastor D, with a workshop that is going to teach women how to strategically war for her husband, war for the man in her life, war for her legacy, war for her life. And those workshops have been taking place, and I got one coming up in the next few minutes, but you never are too late, because the first shall be last and the last shall be first. But the whole essence of what I'm doing tonight and giving some things, you got to learn how to walk confidently in the spiritual authority, because you're not wrestling against flesh and blood. Now, I don't know, I am a believer. I am, and I believe, but I just don't believe. I believe in implementing spiritual principles that is going to cause me to be confident in who I am, not just as a woman, but the woman. Now, when you look at the movie, you didn't see a whole lot of women in her house. You saw the woman. Okay. And here on Black and Married with Kids, and even in Mighty Christian Women, the group that I have that is private, and I teach in that group. And if you're not a part of that group, go right now and go and request to be a part. If you're a diehard believer, you want to grow in who you are in your spiritual walk and your journey, Mighty Christian Women is for you. But the woman I have been talking about means there's an assignment specifically for you. When I say a woman, that means I'm speaking in general. Okay, so if you're in a room with so many, you got a lot of a womans. I am a woman. You are a woman. She is a woman. We are a woman. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to my home, when it comes to my husband, when it comes to the man that has been assigned to my life, okay, my legacy, my children, he planted some seed in me, his seed. I have now come from a place that I'm not just a woman. I am the woman. And the woman has to learn how to walk confidently in that assignment. And in that assignment, she has to know that she just don't have authority, to sign his name on his checkbook, or to, sign his name on this, or to speak on his behalf. That's wonderful. That's a natural realm of authority that you have been given. But a spiritual authority is that I know his enemies. I know how the enemy wants to destroy my family, my daughter, my son, my husband, the man. And so 3 ways. Now, there's a lot of ways I can give you, a lot of them, but for the sake of this live, for the sake of this moment, and as I'm moving into that, I want to provoke you that you need to understand more of the spiritual authority by implementing spiritual principles and know the opponent, the enemy. Every great man has an enemy. Every great woman has an enemy. And the whole goal is that if he can get the woman out of pocket and not understanding who she really is based upon the woman that she has been assigned to, the man that she has been assigned to, knowing that this is specific. Okay, what is for Dunamis D is not for Dunamis Carol. What's for Dunamis Carol ain't for Dunamis Sally. What's for Dunamis Sally is not for Dunamis Carmen, because Carmen is assigned to the man in her life. What's for Dunamis D is not for Dunamis Ronnie. Okay, Ronnie has assigned a great man, and she has to know how to confidently walk in her spiritual authority. And she knows that because she will know what enemy is coming up against her. And if it can't get to her husband, she will block it and prevent it from coming to her children. She will block it and prevent it from coming to her legacy, because she's walking confidently. Let me tell you something. Spiritual forces are threatened by a confident woman, a dunamis woman. I just want you to know that. You better know that. Don't ponder over it. Don't ask me why and how, not at this point. Just take it and run with it and begin to seek out the answer for your life. Now, way number 1 I want to give you. One of the ways is you are the woman assigned to your legacy. So you must know your enemies. You must know the wiles of the enemy that is coming to be a force against you, that you will not be strengthened in the depths of your soul. Ephesians 6:11 says the wiles of the enemy. You got to beware of the wiles of the enemy. The wiles mean not W-I-L-D-S. No, that's not the term. It's W-I-L-E-S. Know your wiles. W-I-L-E-S. According to the Greek, it means methodia. Okay? Know your enemy's methods. See, so when I know the methods of which he comes, because I know who I am, I don't have to back down. I don't have to be timid. I don't have to. As a matter of fact, I'm bold because I got dunamis. I'm bold because I got that power that's working on the inside of me. It ain't working because of my hair. It ain't working because of my glasses. It's not working because of my earrings matching my shirt. It's working because I know the dunamis. The dunamis is on the inside of me. And yes, every powerful woman has opponents because you are a threat to Satan himself. Why? Because you got a great man in your midst. You got a great legacy. You got a great mandate. You got a great wealth of knowledge and information. It's going to produce greatness for you and your family. So when all of it is done, you shall continue to live. Okay? Number 2, you must understand. Now, this is key right here. And I know that you might not understand it, but I'm going to tell you, you must know how to understand how to walk sagaciously. Okay? You got to know how to walk sagaciously. Well, what is sagaciously? You know, a confident woman, she's so skillful. You know, she's skillful because it's not, it ain't because of the car I drive. No, it ain't because of my business. It ain't because I make millions of dollars. No, I'm skillful because I know that when I see and when I look, I know what I see. Let me tell you something. Real talk, real story. You know, married to a great man, husband, okay? And I saw the witches around him. I saw it. Matter of fact, I told you all the story before if you've been following me. When I eulogized his mother, she was there, okay? Out of my peripheral view, I see a lot of things that's going on. I don't always have to let the enemy know I see who he and she is, okay? Because I know who I am. Because when I know who I am, I'm sagacious with everything. I'm sagacious with my walk. I'm sagacious with my look. I'm not cunning. I'm not manipulative. I'm just sagacious. I'm very skillful. So I can say, hey, honey, how are you? And I know that you're my enemy. But you know what? I'm going to literally love the hell out of you because I'm skillful in everything that I do. Matthew 10:16 says, be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. I have a coaching client who texted me this morning, and she was like, you know what? I know this mistress that wants my husband. You know, I feel compelled to call her. We've been talking a little bit, but I feel compelled to call her because I just want to tell her I'm not backing down. I said, no, don't do that. I said, because see, you're being sagacious, but you're being harmful. Okay. I said, so in our next coaching session, I'm going to show you how to be just as sagacious and skillful, because you know the saying, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. So when you know your enemies are close and nearby, you got to know how to be sagacious and you got to know how to be skillful, because you are confidently walking in your spiritual authority. And then next, okay, this is what we are predominantly missing in our Black community. And I know that because I received impartation and I give impartation. Yesterday on Black and Married with Kids, actually, if you watched it, you saw my daughter here, and she was talking about it in her topic of basically lying in what I'm talking about. And no, she is not married, you know, and no, she is not single. I classify her as unmarried, okay? And if you're single, you are unmarried. Now, why is that? It's because I am imparting into her now. I am bringing her spiritual impartation to work her strategic plan in advance. Okay, that's the third way that you are going to walk confidently in your spiritual authority. You need spiritual impartation. That's what Clara was doing in War Room. She was giving her spiritual impartation in an intervention standpoint, but she was also giving her a strategic plan. So you must have a spiritual impartation for your strategic plan that you're going to operate. Because when you operate a strategic plan, guess what? The enemy comes back with another plan. You move, he moves. Remember, walking in your spiritual authority is not about playing the game of checkers. It's about playing the game of chess. Okay, you got to be confident that you're the queen assigned to this king. You got to be confident that you was placed there. It wasn't nothing about, oh, how he let you feel and how he made you feel and how he looked. He could be fine as wine, but you better believe spiritually you were placed there. You are assigned, and no witch, no mistress, no woman, a woman around you, in you, can stop what you have been assigned to do. So when you receive spiritual impartation, that's why when you may even see my daughter unmarried at this moment, because she is being prepared. Just because she ain't got a ring on her finger don't mean she ain't prepared, okay? The reason why she don't have a ring on her finger yet is because she's so mature spiritually, and I'm giving her that impartation that when he comes, he's the man that's going to come correct, and that might not be a dime a dozen. That got to come with her persevering to implement what this is. Now, that's just her. But see, Clara on War Room, that wasn't her biological daughter. Where was her mama? Okay, it don't matter. She still had a wonderful mother. I do believe it wasn't shown in the movie, but that was not the mother's assignment. That was the woman's assignment, because she understood spiritual warfare. And she learned it, come on now, from her husband, who was in the military, but because she did not understand how to do it with her husband before he died, she received the mantle, and the purpose for her life is to help other women now that she learned after the fact. Well, that would be me, Dunamis D, here to give you spiritual impartation, okay? Things that I had to go through with stripes on my back. Things I had to go through to learn it, but now I can give it for you, for your life, your legacy, for the next generation, for Generation X, for millennials, for teens, for whomever, because prevention, you never wait to the last minute. The more you give spiritual impartation, the more confidence become. And when confidence become more, you gain more, you get more, you acquire more, you learn more, and it becomes a lifestyle. So you got those three ways, you all. Know the wiles of the enemy. One, that's how you walk in your confidence spiritually. This ain't nothing. This ain't a natural thing, okay? It's many people teaching you natural stuff, and that is so wonderful. But my thing is all spiritual, because I understand if he can't get to you, he lies in wait, and he will come and wait for your children. Do you know sons, mothers? I taught a workshop, mothers. The workshop I'm telling you to go and join tonight, go to that Bitly DW workshops, go look at it. I had mothers on there who was warring for their sons. Her heart was bleeding for her son. Heart was bleeding. Why? Because they was grown and they got entangled with a woman who only misused them for what they want. Now she can see it. So now we're dealing from a coaching standpoint in intervention. But if your children are young, go for it for prevention. Second of all, as the woman who's been assigned, know how to walk skillfully and sagaciously. The best thing you could do with that is become a silent woman, okay? Everything you don't have to say, everything you don't have to talk about, but all you got to do is be about it. But you know how to move, you know how to look, you know how to see, you know how to smile, but most of all, you know how to love. Love covers a multitude of sin. And love, whatever that fear is in you, whatever that fear is in your husband, whatever that fear is in anybody around you, it will cast them out, but particularly with your husband, because you carry the spiritual authority. And then you got to get spiritual impartation. And that's why we over there, Mighty Christian Women. That's why I have my Understanding Your Greatness coaching program. But most of all, that's why I'm having this DW workshop tonight. And we're going to be dealing with some real things to understand the mistress, the woman who is unhealed, which is then classified and operating manipulatively, cunningly as a witch. And she's on her job. She's working skillfully. She's working sagaciously. She's working manipulatively. And the whole goal and modus operandi is to get you depleted, that you cannot fight for your family. You cannot fight for your legacy. I'm going to tell you right now out the gate, let me just give you a little tidbit, okay? She really don't want the man. She really don't want him, okay? He's the prey, P-R-E-Y. He's prey. But the real thing is to emotionally deplete you so you can be defeated, okay? And you will not activate your dunamis power. Well, once again, I'm Dunamis D, aka Pastor D Domini. Join Mighty Christian Women Group. Once again, thank you, Lamar and Ronnie, for this platform. And I'm so excited, and I will see you next week. But in the meantime, for those of you all who are coming over to the workshop and joining us tonight, it's going to be live. It's going to be live, and it's going to be real talk. And it's a participatory setting where you can speak, you can be heard, you can be seen, and you can get the answers that you need. Have a great evening. Talk soon.